Okay, we are live. Nimbula Vinaka, say hello everybody. Mbula, and welcome to the very first episode of Itaukei Women Digital Space. This will be our very first episode for the many, and there'll be many ones to come. So we thank you for supporting us. If you are watching us right now, say hi, and whether it's now or later on, please let us know where you're watching from. So in order to go forward, my name is Tilly, and I am a wife, a mom, and a digital business owner. And the reason why I started this business is because of the flexibility it brings me. I am more present with my kids, and I can work wherever I am and whenever I want to. And just a little bit about my background. Before starting this business, I was in the education industry here in New Zealand for the past 9 years. That's a bit about me. Bikemni na sarsar pemain ni bosota kita sana bamadalati kumatangani babalangi. Vinaka bakale, we will hand it over now to Serema.
Vinaka, good evening, good morning, or good afternoon. Wherever you're watching from today, it's 8:17 p.m. here in Fiji. If I may introduce myself, my name is Serema Sokindrao. I live in Itaukei, here in the Fiji Islands. I'm married and I have 4 children, 2 daughters and 2 sons. I work full-time and work as an executive assistant to the CEO. And I'm also a proud part-time digital business owner. Well, my biggest reason for joining, or my biggest why, are my children. And I also want to have a regular source of income that can take care of me and my family when I retire. I actually wanted a business so that my children can continue to work on when I'm no longer here. And with my current employment, after I retire, whatever benefits I'm enjoying right now will no longer be there for my children. But the way this business is offering more than that. So my children will continue to reap the benefits of this business, and they can continue to pass it on to their children. And another reason is I want to spend time at home with my family, because I'm into my golden years and I would be reaching the retirement age here in Fiji in the next couple of years. And, before that happens, I really want to have time to be with my family and have time to travel together as a family. Okay, I'll hand it over now to Maria. Maria.
Naka Seraima Nakatili, Buluvinaka. Sorry, everyone. And Buluvinaka, and a very good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're tuning in from across the globe. A brief introduction about me. My name is Maria Luisa. I am originally from Fiji, from the province of the Kam province and the district of Tunloa. I am married and I have 3 kids, all both very young, ages 5, 4, and 20 months. Our youngest, who is with me right now. And my background, I was a teacher back at home before moving across to the UK, where we are stationed now. That was way back in 2016. Upon starting our family, I became a stay-home mom to our kids. And since then, I was looking for something that I can do while I'm around them, while I am at home. So I was looking for something that is flexible and that gives me time to be with my kids, as well as doing something alongside them and around them. That's when I came across this business. It gives me everything that is needed, the flexibility, and it ticks all the boxes for me. And that is the main why. the main reason why I took this up. And as well as I was looking for something that I can do. I know being far away from home, and I need something that I can do. So it gives me time to come and visit my family back at home.
Yes.
That's all for me right now, and I'll hand you over now to Letila.
Naka Maria.
Thank you. Bulavinaka, everyone. My name is Letila Tambu, and originally from Fiji. My village is from Oneata, and my Vasu, where my mom's from, is from Tongatapu, Matrisinga, and I am married with two children. I currently live in Auckland, New Zealand. And when I started off this business, I was doing it part time, as I was working full time and just doing it on the side. And I'm very blessed that I get to do it on a full time basis now. And that is something that I've longed for such a long time, um, because I have two children, and I have a son who's quite young as well, and I would love to be there, to be more present in the especially in their school activities, and just watching them grow is also very important to me and my husband. And through this business, we have been blessed for me to be able to be at home. And you know I'm so grateful every day that I get the opportunity to do this business and be at home and watch their milestones, be more present, present mom, because financial stability is great, but these times that, especially when they're young like this, I will never get that back. And we would love to expand our family a bit. We would love to have more children. And I believe, me being more at home will enable us to have more than two children. So if God allows, we will do so. But yes, very grateful for that. And my biggest why is always my kids. But it wasn't until the unfortunate death of my mom that I actually realized that there was a need for me to be at home more, because my kids have always been around. I have an older one who's 11, so for the past 11 years. But the need for me to be at home and be more present actually came from her death. And as much as that pains me, it is the reality that one day we are born and one day we will die. And to lose my mom, anyone who has ever lost a parent will know that it's not easy. And it really opened my eyes to the need for me to be more present. And my why as well is also my family back at home in Fiji. You know, as Fijians, we all know that we have to contribute somehow to our family back at home. There's things that are always happening, things that are random and things that are planned, but it all requires money. It always requires money. And because we come from a background like that, we need to. It's not something that you can just ignore. You need to prepare yourself for, and it's just not realistic to have one income stream.
That's
It's
right.
not realistic to having all these finances available. So that is another why for me, why I've joined this business. So I will hand this over now to Marida. That's all for me today. Pinakavalebo.
Naka Leti.
Kanisa Mbulavinaka, and a very good evening to you all. I'm Marita Vakatola, and I'm originally from Fiji, from the Reo province, and I have maternal links to Onilau, and I'm married to Tevita, who is originally from Vioyasawa. I'm a mom to four teenage boys, and I'm still working full time as an environmentalist and doing this business part time. I'm currently coming to you live from Nandi. I'm so thankful and grateful for the opportunity to be here to share with you our baby steps, the small progresses that we are making into this digital business. I started this business over a year and a half, and my husband joined me in this business earlier this year. So both my husband and I are both digital business owners. We are both mentors and consultants, and we help families uh, who are looking for a change, looking for time and financial freedom in the digital space. So the main reason why I started this digital business is that I was in search for a plan B. Over the years of our marriage, we've been living in isolation just because of work. I've been living with my children while my husband been traveling, uh, just in search for professional development and working in the aviation industry. It requires a lot of travel, and that is the main reason why I wanted a plan B for our family, because I wanted um, the whole family to be together, especially raising boys. I need my husband at home to help me raise our children. And that was when I came across this ad that I found in my newsfeed, and I found out that this mom was doing this digital business. She was still working full time as a teacher, and she was sharing with in her story that the business is flexible, and that was what I was in search for. I know that I have an obligation to help my husband as a helper in the family financially, especially in looking after our children. And I believe that I have a role in the family to help my husband support the family financially. So that was the reason why I took that leap of faith to start this business, because I know that women have a lot of potential. Women can be, we can be a vehicle in making a change in the family. My husband was very skeptical at first when I started this business, but I kept pressing him. I kept saying to him that I need to do this. I need to find out if this business is real. And it so happened that at the end he gave in, and now he's my closest supporter, and we are doing this business. So every now and then he's back in Papua New Guinea doing his full-time job. He's still helping out in this digital business. So it's a family-friendly business, and we are so thankful that we are working together. And we know that God has brought us here for a purpose, not only to help our family, immediate families. We are here to be an arm to other families worldwide that are looking for a change. And I believe that the second bigger purpose that we have here is that to give back to our nation, give back to our families, give back to our local communities that deserve our assistance, especially running a digital business right here at home. So thank you so much. So I'll give time now to Mbao. Thank you so much, Mbao.
Okay. Pinaka ni Mbula Pinaka Tatok Star na Bakarurong Tikamai. Hello and welcome to this time of our live chat. My name is Val Williams. I'm originally from Fiji, born and bred in Fiji, in a small village in the in the bottom of Natal Bay, Waibola, sub in the Combro Bay. I reside and live in New Zealand and the North Island, in Auckland, New Zealand. I have a husband and 2 children and 3 grandchildren. Uh, why I my professional. I work in the health sector for the past 20 years. I and my why is um, I've been looking for a while for something that could take me through to post retirement. So this is why I started this online business. My husband too is my business partner. Um, so again, just like the other ladies have mentioned, you're looking for something that is sustainable, that is doable, that will give you the potential of financial and time freedom. So that's what we have started this online business, and yeah, it's just and secondly, I just want to give back to the family, like the other ladies have said. Our background, speaks volume in our everyday life. We cannot forget our family back home, and that is another reason why uh, we believe that this business will give us this that opportunity, Inaka. And over to you, Asnati.
Naka. Bulavi Naka to all our viewers, and a very good evening to everyone who's watching this live chat of the Itaukei Women in this Digital Business. My name is Asinante Nawai, and I'm originally from the province of Ra, in the village of Mataso. And I live here in Geelong, Victoria, with my family, my husband, and 3 kids. Before moving here, I was working as a police officer for 14 years back home. And I moved here in 2009. And then I started working in aged care. And yeah, that built the passion of nursing for me. I then did my nursing, and I'm still working as a nurse now in aged care. And the reason why I decided to join this business is because I decided to build something for my kids in the future, because I grew up back in the village, and I struggle a lot growing up. So when I came here, I see that there's a lot of potential, a lot of opportunity here. So I decided to tap into those opportunities. So when I found out about this business, I did my own research, and I see that there's the way that this business is designed. I was so drawn to it because it's the flexibility of it. Like, I can still do it when I'm at work, and also the residual income is something that really attracts me to this business. And so that is why I decide, okay, I'm going to go into this business, because I'm not only building something for now, I'm building something for for my kids' future. And also for my retirement, me and my husband, we decided to go back home and retire back in the village. So I'm laying the foundation now. I'm trying to build up this business. So when I go back home, I can still work on this business in my village. And yeah, so, and also, just like with what all my other colleagues have mentioned, is that to support our family back home. We have so many commitments back home, and we love to contribute, we love to support our families. So with our income alone, we cannot sustain everything all at once. So running this business is really, really helpful so far. And one thing that I found out is, I just got back from home. I went for a holiday, and then when I was there, my dad passed away unexpectedly. And I was like, I went for only 2 weeks, so I was budgeted for only that 2 weeks. While I was there, my business really helps me a lot, and I was so thankful to God, that I've invested in this business because it helps me. So yeah, so I think that's all from my side. Over to you, Tilly. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you so much, ladies, for that beautiful sharing. Um, Thank you, viewers, for those of you that are watching right now. If you're watching, please let us know. Comment below and say where you are watching from. We'd really love to hear from you. Before we go into our topic, I just wanted to explain why we are going to be doing these lives. So, the purpose of these lives that will be going on for hopefully the rest of the year is to hopefully inspire you and educate you and create awareness that there is a digital business that actually works. We have a proven system that is working for a lot of people around the world, more than 100,000 people around the world. So if it's working for us, it can work for you. So if you're watching right now and if you're looking for a plan A, a plan B, or a side hustle, or just an exit strategy from your current job, and if you're looking for something that could change your life, this could be it. Okay, so we'll go on to the question of the night. A lot of you would have heard us continuously saying in our business page, we direct you to watch our complimentary webinar. So tonight's topic will be about the importance of watching the complimentary webinar. Okay, so our question for the night is, why is it important for us? Why do you think it's important to watch the webinar? And the ladies will talk on this point. Thank you so much. Is that Letila?
Yes, Rinaka Malungu, thank you for the question. So before I go on to the question, I just wanted to briefly um, address this word here, webinar, because and I'm not sure, but a lot of people might not know what a webinar is. So, what is a webinar? A webinar, it's an online, it is an online presentation made by a host, and there will be, other guests in the presentation, and it can either be live, you can watch it live, or replay. And for ours, our webinar is hosted twice a week. And for New Zealand time, it's on the Wednesday and the Friday. That's twice a week. And the times is 1 p.m. on both the days. It used to be 12 p.m., but we are on daylight savings now, so it's gone up to 1 p.m. And that's what I wanted to speak on before I went on to the question. That's basically what a webinar is. It's just a presentation, online presentation, either can be a live or a replay. And why is it important to watch this complimentary webinar? First of all, there's no cost to the webinar itself. Watching it is registering for it and watching it is absolutely free, no cost to you whatsoever, but it is very informative. And the first thing I always mention to whoever wants to come into this business is our webinar. We always direct people to our webinar because it is so important that you watch it. We do not encourage skipping steps in our business. And the very first step in our business is watching the webinar. Okay, that is ingrained in us when we come into this business, is that skipping steps only delays, your progress. Okay, so the first step is watching the webinar. All of us, all of the ladies, beautiful ladies you see in front of you today, all went through that same process, and so did the 130 plus thousand people who are part of our group. they went through that first step of watching the webinar. So for me, that is very important, and that is why you should watch the webinar first of all. And then it is to educate you. Okay, it is that first layer to our business. It's like unveiling the curtains for our business. So you cannot go on to the next step number 2, without first having a look and having a see. Because the end of the day, my belief, and I believe it's most of these beautiful women's belief, that I cannot tell you that if this business is for you or not for you. I can only direct you to that there is a solution for an extra income. But it is not until you watch that webinar, and truly, please take your time to watch the webinar. There is no rush. A few of us have watched the webinar more than once, because that skepticism that comes attached with online businesses. We want to truly make sure that this really legit. So watch it a couple of times, on different days, on different weeks, just to see, okay, are the people changing? Are they, is this something that you can fake? Okay, and you will see, without guests, they are changing. You know, every if you watch them live, if you register for the lives. So these are very important, and the testimonials are so powerful, so powerful, and as it is so important. It is that first layer to knowing and truly understanding. Okay, what is this business about? Because we cannot tell you. It's not until you watch that, then you can. If it resonates for you, it will trigger you and it will encourage you to move to the next step. But you need to allocate that time for yourself. To I wouldn't encourage watching the webinar when there's so much happening, like, if you have kids, to have all that noise and all that. It's not something like, okay, 10 minutes, like maybe for your 10-minute break, you want to watch that. It's not something that I would, because this is a very important decision, so you give it the importance that it needs, give it the due diligence, give it the time that it needs. So I believe that is all from me for now, and these beautiful ladies will elaborate more on that. And I will hand it over to Serima now. Vinaka.
Okay, Vinakaletila. Well, for me, I'll just talk about what happened to me when I started this business, when I joined this business. When I found my mentor's ad on Facebook, and towards the end of her post, she mentioned something about registering on her website and watching a free 90-minute webinar. When I saw that, I thought, if this is free and I'm not losing anything here, there is no harm in watching it. I watched a replay, and then there was, I think it was a day before the live webinar, and I watched a live webinar. What really got me was when, they mentioned about the two things that I wanted to do when starting a business, because I'm a full-time worker and I wanted to do this business part-time. One of the things they mentioned was, there was no selling involved. This means, there's no door-to-door selling, no inventory, no, you don't have to force your family and friends to buy from you. And the second one was the flexibility of the business. I can work on the business wherever I am, and whether I'm traveling or I'm in the bus or in the car, and this business travels with me. And on the live webinar, the panel on that day were retired police officers. There was a lawyer and a retired school teacher. A few of us here also had a professional here in Fiji when they were in Fiji. They explained the business models structure of the business, and also explain how you can set up your business on your own time through a video-based step-by-step training. These are two parts to the webinar. The first part talks about the overview of the business and the model and structure of the business, as I have mentioned earlier. The second part features testimonials of real people, like what Letila has said. These are people who are business owners and running their businesses part time or full time. They are ordinary people like you and me, and like um, us here tonight. We are all mothers, we are wives, and some of us are still working. Some are full time mom, and some have retired. And you will also be able to ask questions and get answers straight away. That's if you're watching a live webinar. I actually asked questions when I watched the live webinar. Because I was too scared to involve myself with something that I was not familiar with. As I've never done online business. After getting a response on the live webinar, I was able to believe that these people are talking about what they're talking about is real and true. And I actually asked how I can start. And, with that, I have a mentor now and a coach who are able to guide me and the training. And, there's so much that this business offers, like what Litila has said. And there's a community, business minded people, who will be able to help help us succeed in this business. The only you will not be able to succeed in this business is if you decide to give up and quit. That's all I can say tonight, and that's from me. And I will now hand over to Maria.
Okay, Maria's just gone offline. She'll be back when her son settles. So we'll move on to. Oh, Mary's not here. Okay, Litila, would you? There's quite a few comments coming through. Maybe we'll just say hi to our viewers before we carry on.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just say Mbola to our viewers. Tinai Maria says Mbola from Lotoka, Fiji. Vinakama Tinai Maria. And Omi Tukana says Totoka. Vinaka Omi. And Mila says Mbula Vinaka ladies watching from Singatoka Valley. Naka. Bula Maleka Lewa Moli. That's from Baines Ratu. Not sure if one of the ladies know who this is, but Bula Bula. So Ikamano Tuipolo to Ofatu. This is my mom's brother, all the way from Lunga. Ofatu means love. So Binakma Levo Al for joining in. Ofatu. From Regina's Digital Circle, Mbula Vinaka, beautiful ladies watching from Brisbane, Australia. Oh, thank you so much, Regina, for joining us. Bula.
Bye-bye.
Omi Tukana again. Bula Vinaka watching from Nasali Rewa. Vinaka na Sarsal
Hola.
Chumai, Omi.
Bye-bye.
And Laitembui says Mbula Vina ladies watching from Fiji. Mbula Laite Vinaka.
Bye later.
Thank you. Baines Ratu again, Dolavina from Navatulevu village, Nandi. Oh, Dola. Naka. And Ruth says, Bula from Suva, Fiji. Bula Ruth, thank you for joining us.
Bula.
Bula. Linda Sito, hello all Susa watching from Sunshine Coast, Australia. Oh, thank you so much for PNG Mama from Australia, Vinaka. Mila Hill says, thank you so much ladies for putting up a live session for the Itaukei Digital Business Live Chat. Oh, you're most welcome. Thank you for joining us. Vinaka Mila. Thank you.
All right, ladies. We'll move now to the next part of our speakers. So I believe it's Marida. Marida, can you hear me? I'm sorry.
Like, Tili for the question. I believe I can explain in our Itaukei language about this webinar. Labi nabe pa madal tanga wal kala kana adaba manda na bosa na webinar kila ni liburando watataru tu mai se na adaba manda maybe talno tegi chuba na lam ni sini sini. Wanu na kani ngwendo na buli se na ndonda kana dolo vitala no membaleta chuko na kena ndo wasi chuko yani na itugutugu membaleta nang business yung roni o dabuta bala kala kana nakawala ko roma nangono te buta kina business go e wasara bango na webinar baleta na webinar ngongo e vamadalata ka na dabo na ndina ichuko bana lamun business go se na the business model uh, well, the webinar is divided up into two parts, whereby the business model is being explained to us, and the second part is the testimonies from a panelist of business owners across the globe that are doing this business part-time or full-time. Also in this live webinar, you will be explained on the different opportunities that you need to choose from. There are several business opportunity that you can tap into from the same platform. And it is entirely up to you which business platform that you'd love to start with. And I'm so thankful that it was through this webinar that I decided for myself to make the next step. So as mentors, we are just here to guide you into watching this webinar, but the decision is yours. We don't force anyone to continue on whatever decision that you make for yourself. We all respect that, but one of the benefits that we got out from this webinar is that we've learned that this business is real. It's been run by real people, and we are actually getting real results. And also in this webinar, you'll be able to learn, that this business is, it does not have any barriers. It does not have any. There's a lot of people asking about, some of the qualifications, or what are some of the work experiences that you need to have to start this business. For me personally, I started this business without any experience in online business. I did not have any qualification, tertiary qualification in running an online business. It's just because of that positive mindset. You need to be coachable in order for you to make that positive step into this digital business. You will never work alone in this business. There will be a global supportive community, just like ladies that are here tonight. I came into this business without knowing any of them, but today we're just like family, helping each other build this business. So it's very important for you to start this business by watching this webinar. It's only 90 minutes. It's complimentary, and there's nothing to lose. While I was when I started this business, I did not only watch this webinar once. It took me 2 months to continue watching this webinar. Then I was convinced that I should take the next step, and it took me less than a month to become a digital business owner, just because I gave myself space to uh, to watch this webinar, and I learned new things every week, just because the webinar is complimentary, and it appears every Wednesdays and every Fridays at 12 noon here in Fiji. So that was how I started this business. You will only start this business by watching this live webinar. Then you decide for yourself if this business is for you. Thank you so much.
Okay, Vinaka. For those of you who are watching tonight, or maybe you will listen to the video later on, the webinar is free, so don't be afraid to get in. It is important to, we just need your email address and your name, and then you can watch the free webinar. You can always opt out if it's not for you. But it's the what is important that you can see that there are a few of these lovely ladies already inside. This group. I, for myself, is very seamless. I have a similar story with these lovely ladies. It took me about 3 months, a good 2 months at least, watching watching the webinar. Because I was skeptical at first, and it was just too good to be true. A lot of the things that they were saying, I said, "Wow, is this real?" Uh, so I tried and shared the webinar with my husband. At first, he was there to, "Oh, don't listen to those things; they're not real." I said, "You gotta open an open mind." I said, anyway. So yes, we all have that doubt, but we all have that fear, you know, a fear of stepping into something unknown, which is that's part of our lives. But if you have a goal, if you want to change, who you are and where you are at, you gotta, take away that fear, because behind that fear, it could be your best opportunity. So there is only one way getting into this business. It's getting it through the webinar. The webinar is the first stepping stone. It is free. Um, it is 90 minutes. You can watch it over and over again a few times, like what we did. Um, and you can always opt out. But it's so valuable. There's a lot of information that was really important, and I could just see your sense, the genuine of the feedback, or the stories of the testimonials from the people who are already doing the business for some time. And it's very valuable, very, very helpful, because the goal of you know, um, this group is so that everybody can reach success. Everybody can reach the goal. Whatever goal. And that is the whole. The ultimate goal is for everybody to be successful. To reach their full potential, or whatever dreams they have, whatever goals they have coming in through this business, to achieve that. Okay, your goal could be different from another person. So this is another tool, and it's so important tool for this business. It's just how this business model is set up, and it's yeah. So every person, like-minded person, if you're willing to change your now, it's a stepping stone. So watching the webinar is the first step. Yeah. Over to you, Tilly Naka. Naka Tilly.
Maybe we'll get Anate first to
Okay.
or
Okay. So why is it important to watch the webinar? I think my colleagues here have already covered a fair bit of why is it important to watch the webinar. For me, I find the webinar, it's like a simple way to introduce our business to you. And it is also a platform where you can make your own judgment. So that is why it is very important for you to watch it. I get a lot of people that message me that says that it's too long, 92 minutes is too long. And because this is a big investment that you're trying to put yourself into, so it is only important that you watch it thoroughly, so you can know and have a clear understanding of of what you about to go into. If you make up your mind that you want to start this business, I believe it is very important to to watch the webinar, just like with what this the lovely ladies have mentioned. Like with me too, my experience, after I came across my coach's ad. She's a Fiji Indian living in Canada, and then I click on that ad. That night, after watching the webinar, I couldn't sleep. I had to call in sick the next day because I was so pumped up after I was looking at all these testimonials, and with real people. After looking at the real people, and then I start questioning myself: Is this real? Is this real? So yeah, so straight away I messaged my coach. I said, I think I'm in. You need to send me the link. So you will, after only you watch the webinar, then you can make your own judgment whether this is for you or no. So it is very, very important to watch the webinar, even though it might take long. But I would urge you, if you are really into this business, it is important for you to watch the webinar. Thank you, Tilly.
Naka. All right. I believe the ladies have all shared the importance of watching the webinar. Like Nati has just said, even though it's long, it's 90 minutes, this is a business. So if you're wanting to start a business, you yourself need to watch the webinar so you know what you're getting yourself into. Okay, so I'll just summarize it up. So the webinar basically gives you the three pillars of success for this business. It'll showcase the best strategy, like what Marita has said. It'll also introduce you to our sales funnel and also our training. So if you are wanting a life-changing experience, this could be for you. Okay, please go on and watch the webinar. That is it from me. I'll hand it over to Sarah to do our closing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, ladies, for the very informative session. And thank you to all our viewers who are watching this live session with us tonight. And to those of you who will be watching the replay, to all our viewers, if you have a question or want to know more about what we discussed tonight, please reach any of us here. This is our first session of our Go Live Itaukei Women's Digital Space, and we will be giving you more information and more insights into what this business is all about. I encourage you all to register on any of our websites and watch a webinar where you will be able to see real people and hear their success stories. All of us have our websites here on our. Can they see our website still?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That's all for tonight, and we will see you next week. Goodbye for now. Mother Manda.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.